I had originally intended to give a long and detailed explanation on why I haven't done any of these videos in a while, but to save you and myself the time and energy, I'll give you the shortened version. Number 1, I used to do these type of videos back in the day. Number 2, I stopped doing them. And number 3, I'm bringing it back just to talk about currently airing anime, starting with the winter 2017 season. See, now that wasn't so hard, now was it? Good everyone, it's IrishAnimeFan and welcome to Anime Initial Thoughts, where I give my first impressions on anime that are currently airing at the moment. Today's series we'll be talking about is Masamune-kun no Revenge. When Makabe Masamune was a child, he was bullied because he was overweight. One of these people who participated in that bullying was Aki Anagaki. Oh god, are we participating in Safu 2.0? Oh god, I can already feel the citizen. She is a rich and popular girl who, let's be honest here, is the biggest bitch on this bitchin' blue planet. After years of Makabe trying to better himself by exercising and eating healthily, he transforms into a more physically attractive yet quite vain high school student. However, at his new school, he crosses paths with none other than the rich bitch herself. With this newfound knowledge, Makabe sets out to act his revenge on Aki for bullying him all those years ago, by making her fall in love with him, only to break her heart in the end. But by doing all of this, does he really think that this is the right thing to do? Now, the reason I picked up the show is simply because of the premise. I don't know if it's me being sadistic or anything, but having a personal vendetta in a high school setting is something I don't really see too often in anime. I would really like to see where they would take this, but that's as far as my interest for this series goes. Hell, it's not even the best shitty people doing shitty things to each other show of the season either. And by the way, I will be talking about that soon, don't you worry. But from what I've seen of this show thus far, for the most part it seems kinda standard fare for most series of this nature. You get your character archetypes, you get your shenanigans, your fan service, you know, the whole 9 yards. I mean, it's what you come to expect at this point. And I wouldn't have a problem with it being generic and predictable, as long as I have a fun time while watching it. But honestly, I didn't really have that much fun. One of my main problems is the dynamic between our two main leads, and their varying degrees of likability doesn't really play off too well. I mean, you're supposed to hate Aki, and you want to see her get her just desserts, that's fine. However, when the character you're supposed to side with is a very narcissistic person, and he gets away with shit just because he's attractive, yeah, you can't really side with him either. And most of the other characters beside our two main leads and one other character are just kind of there and really add nothing to the overall experience. Also, there's some very mean-spirited moments, which is kind of a complicated issue, because if they intended to make you angry, then I wouldn't have a problem with that, but since there are mean-spirited moments happening all over the place, then it just makes me very annoyed. I mean, I want to see Aki get her comeuppance, but if I have to slog through so much uninteresting and generic development, then I don't know if it would be worth it or not. And I was actually convinced about dropping this series too, but it blew my mind to find out that episode 3 was actually a really decent episode. I mean, it utilized this premise pretty well in the fact that it gave some dynamic, an actual proper dynamic that I was actually looking for in those first 2 episodes. And it gave us some interesting and intriguing insight into our two main leads, but also some other characters, like the class rep, who I thought was a boring slate of a love interest for the and a foil for the main character, but she has some quirks I thought that were really funny and well handled, you know? And speaking of funny, there are some really humorous moments in this episode. And what really surprised me is how they made Aki, who the writers have established as this really bitchy character and something you're not supposed to root for, and they give her the most adorable expressions ever. I mean, that could just be part of the course, but oh my god, was it so effective. Like, this was the first time I got enjoyment out of the series, and at that point, I wanted to see where they would take this. But that also complicates things for me. This would be around the time where I would like to say that I would continue watching the series, wait until it's finished airing, or just drop it completely. But with Masamune-kun no Revenge, it's a bit confusing what I'll do with it. I mean, I know it has a fan base, so there must be something to it that I'm just not seeing. I'll tell you what, I'm going to put it on hold and I'll wait until it's finished airing, and if I see anything in episode 4 that, gets my attention or intrigues me, then I'll continue watching it. And if I don't find any interest in it, then I'll just drop it. I hope that's okay with you guys. I mean, I know you fans out there, you like the series, obviously, but there's something out there that I'm probably not getting to, and that's absolutely fine. It's your opinion, and it's my opinion as well, and just please don't barrage me with hate towards it. I'm trying to be reasonable here, oh my god! But anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this rambling video. Again, I haven't done these videos in a while, so it'll take a while for me to get back into the swing of things, but hopefully I'll improve on this kind of formats in the future. But anyway guys, I've been IrishAnimeFan, and until next time, Slán.